Why did you choose this topic, the birth of the Fulani hegemony?
Because that is the root of the problem with which we are grappling today.
The root?
That is the root of Nigeria's problem. Every country, every nation in the world develops off the back of an hegemony. There would always be an overarching power that propels the growth of nations. If you look to the American state, for instance, you find very quickly that it was the WASPs, the West Anglo-Saxon Protestants, that built America. I'm not sure you find a single Catholic amongst the persons who sat down in Virginia to write the American Constitution. So it's always a select few in a larger society who usually take it upon themselves to bring their overarching philosophy to propel the whole. In Nigeria, the reality is that it is the Fulani hegemony that was favored from its foundations. And that hegemony is a feudalistic one. It is found on class. It believes that if you are born into a class, that's where you should stay. So if you are born a noble, you stay a noble. If you are born a peasant, you stay a peasant. If you are born to serve the noble class, you stay there and you serve them. There is rarely any migration between the classes. That was the feudal system. In Yoruba land, we didn't have that systemized environment. People could move more easily across the class lines. It was the same in the land of the Igbos and in most parts of southern Nigeria. But northern Nigeria was largely feudalized, whether you're talking about the Kanem Borno Empire or whether you were talking about the Sokoto Caliphate. And when the British came with their indirect rule, they sustained those systems. And those systems, that hegemony, emerged out of the ruin of the First Republic. It was that hegemony that took us to war in July 1966. It was that hegemony that prosecuted the Civil War.
Did the hegemony take us to war? And how did that happen?
If you really look at it, you have the coup of January 1966. If you even read the coup speech, particularly the one by Nzogu, you'll see very clearly that it was a rebellion against a class. Now, the counter coup was a reaction to what happened in January.
Was that sponsored by the Fulani?
If you listen to the historical accounts or you read the historical accounts, you find very quickly that what happened was that the NPC elements that had lost power in January worked largely to unite opposition against Ironsi and the military, that the people who came to power in January. So what you had in July was a reaction to what happened in January. Now, that could have ended at Aburi. It did not end. It only began, or at least calcified, with Aburi, because after Aburi it became clear that we could not arrive at a common ground.
But some have said Aburi was the end of Nigeria if that agreement wasn't implemented.
If at Aburi that was not implemented, what was implemented is what has now ended Nigeria, hasn't it?
No, Nigeria is still here.
Yeah, like a zombie.
Nigeria is still
Jekyll
here.
and Hyde.
Nigeria is still here.
Serving nobody's interest.
Serving the interest of some.
Of a few. So it's still here, but as what? It's not beneficial to the victims. Even the persons who believe that they are beneficiaries of Nigeria are actually victims of Nigeria themselves.
Man than Fodio, they're rugged. Britain said, this one they're rugged. Then Hausa people, they produce ammunition normally. But the way Usman than Fodio take them on and where they keep ammunition before they say jack, they don't see again. You understand? So when Britain come, Britain look these people, see the way they do. Britain see Sharia law. You see where they buy people. What do you do? I commit adultery. What do you do? Then they look where they stone person till the person buy. And there's some these people they heartless. So sure, Britain see where they give person long sleeve, they cut person in hand. Now Britain observe say he get people when they get this land gone with the houses. So these people will come here and then take over these people will get this land with the houses. And these people will take over this land, they're not plenty. So you mean say this whole big place, all of them surrender to these men with no plenty like this. That means these men they're rugged. We need to work with these men. Meanwhile, before they decide to work with those northern Usman Dan Fodio soldiers, they don't already go around Nigeria. Now they go Yoruba people side. Now they see they get Oba, Kabiesio, Oba, anything Oba talk, everybody go do. They respect them. They say this one too na monarchy. For that side too, for north, na monarchy. Their own monarchy, they're very rugged. First of all, not be them be the indigent. Then come conquer the indigent, stay inside their land, control them. So they are on an 001 high ranking. You understand? Now them go east. Now for east, now Igbo can't get problem. Then discover say east they highly dominated by Igbo people. Now then discover say Igbo people and other tribes wey dey there, they do like Igbo people. We share one belief. When you dey hear people, they say Igbo enwereze, Igbo no get king. All this king, he just start, he never take. Igbo people no get king. You get people still believe in until today. Igbo enwereze. What Igbo people get na elders, ohaneze, umuada, and you go get them by merits. Igbo no get king. All this one way they see now after colonial period, they use them so that they will fit control people. They don't like as everybody don't get mind of their own. Decentralized authority, they don't decentralize them. No be monarchy, say heredity. Now my blood, after my Peking, another Peking when born will be king. No, we need to do it for Igbo land. So they do it for Yoruba side, they do it for North. Igbo land, everybody get level. Direct democracy. If they play, they show you sabi the work or you do them. Oyibo look say we go get problem with these particular people because these people that they think ahead of time. They say Oyibo look say Britain look say Igbo people they even operate within past within them they do for Britain. Say these people not go easy to work with. So let's go for the people who are more violent, will be the Northerners, those Fulani people who can take over houses. See, let me tell you something. God forbid say somebody maybe you find Peking, you not see Peking quick. You can't go adopt Peking. Or you get Peking, you can't say maybe go adopt. You need to take care of the way they treat that Peking when you adopt. You get the way you go there because maybe the Peking senior your children where you can't go to show your properties. Because I say these are the properties. Make sure you manage it very well. Only God now go help you because that Peking, if you do it, because your children go beg for food. If time is not taken, your children will be the freeborn of the family. If you beg that boy for food, that boy if you take over all the property. So you need to be careful when dealing with people who are not freeborn. So Britain going to deal with people who are not freeborn of Nigeria. They're going to deal with immigrants. They're going to put power for immigrants' hands. So the first army where Britain formed for Nigeria, so now Fulani people, Usman Danfodio army, he called them West African Frontier Force. Before they come graduate, come become Nigeria army. Follow me. So this bandit, this terrorism where you see, you don't take, the matter where you see, so it tell where it starts. That's what it starts.
Anybody complaining about the atrocities of the Janjaweeds at this point in time must remember to give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu his flowers. Because he saw this like 10 years ago. So what you are seeing now, you are seeing because it's manifesting. He saw it before it started manifesting. But the funny thing we'll ask ourselves is, what was actually his problem? What did he do? Funny enough, he's in incarceration now, right? And why is he incarcerated? As far as I'm concerned, it's a situation of my plan is good, my method harsh, or everybody they talk say yeah to do. Abi? Because let's look at it. And in talking about his method harsh, everybody talks say to do. What were the options on the table? The options on the table was the fact that the government should do the needful. But did the government do the needful? They didn't. Rather, they are playing politics around the whole thing till we now have the full-blown manifestation. So I think it would do you well to equally call for the release of this man, sincerely speaking. Because the fact is, there's this thing about being a realist. When you want to be a realist, things you are going to say, it will look like hate speech, like you hate people. But it's just for the intellectual minds to understand your message that is not born out of hate, but is born out of reality, no they sweet for ear. Reality, no they sweet for ear. Now political talks, grammatical accuracy. Now in the sweet for ear, they get good intonations and as if nothing is at stake. But the last time I checked, when the life of a man is at stake, there's nothing you can do to preserve that. And that was exactly the situation that happened. And let's now look at it. Sunday Igboho has been released now, and gradually he's activated into the community, doing the same thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention for. Because anybody that wants to argue with me is not the same thing. I'm telling you, they are virtually the same thing. Not virtually, they are the same thing. Calling for the emancipation of the Odudua, it was there. Having a security outfit, whether local or whatever, is there. Lives lost as a result of the struggle is there. So, what is now the difference? What is now the difference? Well, because possibly speaking in all fairness, because this thing, what would they talk now? If Igbo man talk, now problem for Igbo man. Because Igbo man, most especially when it comes to, at times back in the north, they say, oh, Biafra, Nyamiri, Biafra, it doesn't like us. But let's look at it. This same group of people, you say they don't like us, they hate us or whatever, they want to achieve Biafra. Listen to what this man said. And look at it, whether it was all about trying to masculate people to their own part. And let's look at it. In the presence of in the presence of a good governance, you know, the issue of indigenship, non-indigenship will not arise. That's in the spirit of the constitution, right? And in that vein, Igbo lawmakers proposed a situation where whoever have stayed for so number of years in a particular place becomes an indigent. But what happened? It was rejected. Still an Igbo man, Abi? It was rejected. And now you want people to sit down and fold their hands and say that whoever stays in this particular place for so number of years, look at what we're battling with. They are struggling indigenship in Plateau now, but when you go to Kano, Katsina, Zamfara, or whatever, that one is clear. Nobody has taken that one to court. Nobody is arguing that one because they know you cannot get it. You dare not even talk about it. So, will it be wrong if somebody said there's a conquest ideology here? And the fact is, well, the Hausas and minority tribes or whatever are beginning to see this as well. But the fact is, the earlier the government do something about this, the better. But at the end of the day, if nothing is done, I see a big problem, real issue. I am telling you, real issue. And the fact is, when the government fails in their responsibility, people must definitely take the law into, they will become government of their own, just like what is happening. Say there are government apparatus in Igbowu town or whatever. But you saw the recent utterance of Igbowu in regards people that were napped in his own part. Were there no government there? But I bet you if that was coming from an Igbo man, I'm telling you possibly he will be picked. So I don't actually understand what is going on in Nigeria. Allah, I don't know what is happening. The fact is, there is actually a problem. When you see it, you talk about it. But you see in the midst of all these things now, Tinubu is failing to do anything in this regards, believing in this political adventure as a solution. But I want to ask you, have you ever thought of Nigeria after your presidency, even if you are to give him 15 years? Have you ever thought of what becomes of that if these fundamental issues are not solved? And a lot of people have proposed a lot of proposals. Even in my previous videos, I've made a lot of proposals. I say, okay, let's not say you are going to pursue all the Fulanis or whatever, concluding that they are all Janjaweeds. But the fact is, the ones you have at the moment, I think at this point in time, there is need for you to call community leaders. And what are even the traditional rulers doing? At this point in time, there's supposed to be a town hall meeting, a general dialogue, where these people will be called. And I'm telling you, the Fulanis have a structure that everybody is known. So if they want to account for everybody through the Ardos, I'm telling you they will be known. So in places where they are resident, call a meeting and let them identify these people and possibly say, these are the people we know, these are the ones we can account for. Any other person you see, any other place is actually not part of us. As simple as that. But it will never be done. Politicians will keep deceiving people that we are working seriously on that. We have budgeted so billion to procure arms. No, the recent conflict in Iran is stopping us from purchasing arms to fight these bandits or whatever. As if this thing just started happening all of a sudden. Well, the fact is, at this point in time, we're in gear 4, I'll be 5. So may God help us. Because just like I keep saying, if the government cannot do anything about it, the first thing, survival instinct, people must survive. And in surviving now, people must devise means by any way possible. And I'm telling you at this point in time, I will not be that kind of a person that will come and tell you that rely on the government is going to address this, because as it's evidence, the government is, I don't know whatever is holding them, but they can't. So my best proposal, gone are the days you rely on police, military, whatever. At this point in time, every local community, as Igbowu is activated, every community must have an Igbowu. Every community must have an Igbowu or something even better than that, because that is the practical solutions to what we have at hand at the moment. But if you think the government, whatever is going to address this, you are a joker. You are absolutely a joker. And at the same time, I think, because let's look at it. What is actually, in as much as we keep claiming that we are fighting these people, I am telling you, the more you are unaliving like 200, you have 5,000 coming from other places. So the fact is, the basic thing is account for the ones you have in Nigeria at the moment. And we should be talking about automation, because funny enough, a lot of these people doesn't have even any form of identity.
How Osman Danfodio used Islam to scam the Hausas and took over the Hausa land. before Usman Dan Fodio jihad, it was established that there was Islam fully established and practiced in the north through trans-Sahara trade. And all of a sudden, Usman Dan Fodio discovered that Hausas were actually passionate about their new religion, which is Islam. And in order to take advantage over them, Usman Dan Fodio woke up one day and decided that the Islam being practicing in the north was actually a mixture of Islam and tradition. And that God actually sent him to actually stop that. And he started a movement. And in his jihad, they never knew it was a jihad to conquer their land, to conquer them as a people, to even conquer their tradition, their culture, so that Hausa people will be left with no identity. And he recruited an army for his jihad. And the most surprising things in this army, Hausas were almost about 60% of this his army. And when he was waging this war against the Hausa community, Hausa land, and the Hausa cities, Usman Dan Fodio, when he come to a city, he would kill a Muslim ruler and actually put a Fulani ruler. The Hausa people never saw in between the lines what will befall them in the future. When he come to a mosque, and if the mosque is big, what he will do, he will remove a Hausa imam or Islamic scholar and put a Fulani Islamic scholar. One, he has taken over their land, and then two, he has taken over their religious institution, and then three, he has also taken over their identity by making them believe that Hausa, Fulani are the same thing. Because by tradition and by culture, a Hausa man is supposed to be a Hausa man and a Fulani man is supposed to be a Fulani man. And when a man is faced with identity crisis, that man has actually lost the essence of existence. And that was what happened to Hausa people. Today, you will discover that Hausa has become useless in their own land, and they have become useless in their own cities, and they have become useless in their own region. Look at the governors in the north. All the governors in the north are Fulanis. Kaduna, Kano, Jigawa, Zamfara, Katsina, Sokoto, Kebbi, Gombe, Bauchi. All of these governors are purely Fulani governors. The question you ask, how can Fulani minority that are actually politically powerful? It is when they have actually made the Hausas people and their community slaves. And they did not stop there. After taking their land, they are not satisfied for taking Hausa land. Look at it today. Fulani are killing the Hausas, driving them from their villages and from their land, inviting their people from Mali, Senegal, Burkina Faso, Africa, all over Africa, that look, there is a free land in Nigeria, come and take over. And Hausa today, they have become a thing of shame and disgrace, and nobody will help them. Any attempt to educate Hausa people against this evil that the Fulani has done to Hausa people is actually made with fierce and brutal action. My son God today is in DSS custody by the DSS Fulani elite, just because he is educating his people to open their eyes on the deception that happened many years ago. Look, Hausa people, for those that are educated and understand English, if you cannot wake up to deliver yourself, nobody, I said nobody, that will deliver you from the hands of these Fulani jihadists. Malam Saleh said it, that they are going to kill the Hausas and the Arnis. Look, why is it that Malam Saleh actually come out to take back his word? It was because his Fulani community say, why are you exposing what we are already doing? Malam Saleh did not retrieve his statement out of good conscience. He retrieved his statement out of the backlash. That why is he coming openly to say what they have already achieved and what they are already doing? Hausa people, you have to wise up. A word is enough for the wise.